difficult to explain this shit and to study, but it's possible to show, you know, that these are projections. Look at this deal. I mean, it's insane, but it is. And it looked exactly like the other one where the machine was going above it. Look, it looked almost identical with the same type of setting. Now let me show you this deal. This is the moon. That's the Tsiolkovsky crater, which is not any freaking crater like any of them in the moon or anywhere in the solar system. Those are all molten holes made by those electromagnetic vehicles that Dr. Berggruen was showing in his book. He even showed how they imitate anything. They put an astronaut to the Apollo 12 crew, showed them an astronaut. It was only a trick of light and shadows. That was something that Dr. Berggruen was showing in that conference, Remakers of Saturn. That got me going, wow, if they can do that shit and they can try to, wow, what else they cannot do? Then you see The Moon is Your Worst Nightmare by R. Peter Nell, and then you start seeing tubes and shit coming out of the moon. Then you say, well, that moon cannot be rotating, not with all that crap attached to it. Then I saw the same thing on Earth, on a live video from the space shuttle. Then I start looking everywhere, the same thing, Mars, moon, on Mars, on Jupiter, on Venus, on Mercury, and everywhere, Saturn, you name it, the same thing. So nothing rotates but vibrates. And the illusion is that they make us see what they want us to see. Oh, it's rotating. No, it's not. No, with all that shit attached to it. This is a kick-ass system. It's really a prison. Only with hyperdimensional knowledge you can come in and out with quantum shit, anti-gravity, whatever, because when you produce anti-gravity, you get involved in a different state of matter. Space-time changes. Therefore, the energy field around you is quantumized. So that's the only way to traverse out, in and out of the system. The military-industrial complex knows it. And they already perfected the anti-gravity shit in 1959. I mean, this literature saying the truth is being, but the intelligent people, I don't know where they are, because I don't see anybody in the internet talking about this shit I'm talking. I'm not any fucking nuclear whatever. I'm just a human. But I observe shit. I observe the images, study them methodically. I've seen, I mean, thousands upon thousands of images. It's all the same. And you look at the everyday and it's the same. We just, people don't observe. We stop getting in touch with nature, with this system. The system is responsive. But if you don't know how to get in touch with it, you up a shit creek. That's when you get hurricanes and tornadoes and shit, earthquake and crap, because you don't know how to pacify the shit. Plus you're messing it up on top of that. It's a system that responds. What you put in, you get out. You put bad shit coming out. When it comes to the spiritual shit, it's difficult to get into it. But it's not impossible. It's not. Right here. Look at that. This is a deal that appeared in Arizona, and this guy is explaining to this dude that these sacred places that are, you know, pyramidal shape, and they are, you know, there's energetic areas on Earth. This is in Arizona. And he was explaining to him that people came in the 40s and 50s and destroyed the hell out of all these places. Look at that pyramidal shape thing. You see all the symbols and markings? And those are what the native express, and like that's what the way to put videos or pictures of what they saw. And while he was talking to this dude, the shit appeared on top of scene. This is the asshole that blew up with dynamite the place on the Truman shit. Look at that, how they destroy the place. Look at that right there. Let me show you something that this guy didn't see. Look at that right there. There's a cylindrical object right behind them in the cloud, the so-called cloud. And then when you look at the so-called cloud, you can see their faces there. But look at that, the cylindrical deal is right there while they're destroying the place. That he didn't see it in the picture. I am. See, look at the rock carvings, their markings and shit. And while they were talking, something appeared right there in the sky. You see. See, he's explaining to him that those guys came and destroyed the place and tried to erase what was there. But there are things there, look, where they put dynamite. See? They dynamited the place and shit and messed up the whole thing. Look, this painting is still there, the carvings and the pictographs from the native describing what they're seeing, those entities. Weird ass looking entities. Look at this rock, it looks like a reptile head right there. Look, with the eyes and shit. You don't have to be you don't have to believe me anyway. I'm just telling you what I have already studied for years. 16, 17 years already at it. Look at that. The spiral deal. The same thing that was shown to the old man. See, they're describing, because they didn't have a camera or a video recording, so they put on the rocks what they saw. And that's what they were seeing, the same thing, entities that appear to look like that are connected with the system. This kid is smart.
How to live. And when they were done teaching them, they went back down into the sand world and promised to return someday. Now, some of the Native Americans here, when you ask them, because you will see that little dot in their belly. You see the dot in their stomach there? Now, some of the Native Americans will say, well, that's our spirit. He's halfway in the rock and halfway out of the rock. He's coming out of the rock. But in my studies, watching these UFOs, I believe that that dot there is an orb. This is what we're seeing in the sky today. And actually what this orb is doing is he's transforming into a man. He's representing a man. He's actually morphing into a human. So that dot in the belly there is actually a UFO orb, and he's morphing into a man.
While the Holocom Indians recorded on rock faces their supernatural encounters, self-serving men tried to hide the story, annihilating their records by blasting them under a mountain of rock. But as we shall see, the Holocom story would not lay dormant under the debris of men's devices. The story has been recovered, and the truth, for our benefit, has been restored by Jeff Woolwine's incredible investigation and patient observations. But even more importantly, and more impressively, we shall see that these strange sightings long ago recorded on rock are still being seen to this day here on South Mountain.
These are the pictures.
But even
That they
think so.
of men's devices. The story has
Check
been
this
recovered,
out.
and the truth, for our benefit,
I'm gonna get a close-up of this thing that flew off while they were talking.
But even more importantly, and more impressively, we shall see that these strange sightings long ago recorded on rock are still being seen to this day here.
Check it out. Let me show you what this thing looked like. Look at that. That's how weird the deal looked like. And that's the exact same thing that Gladys Cordova is observing in the mountain in front of her house every damn day. These entities appear to her. I mean, they do all kinds of stuff. Colorful balls, they even show the hand saying goodbye to. One time that she had a friend and they were, it was her birthday. Look at the deal, how weird it is. You think about weird, well, this is that. What is that? It's a freaking hand. Look, there's a freaking hand grabbing the cylinder. It's just people don't cannot get their head. Look, it's a hand like this. Look, the finger and the thumb is holding the ceiling, flying up. He's telling you, yes, this is the law. People, oh no, you're saying shit, but goddamn, for thousands of times, seeing the same thing. Well, how stupid can you be? Fudge. Look at that. It's just so impossible for us to think about this. Like I said, we call air, space, ocean, ground. For this thing, it means nothing. It's the same thing. All it does is show us, appear, protrude from that medium and show, and look like it's flying freely. No, it's just protruding from that environment. (2005) May 19. Look at that.
here on South Mountain.